So, quick video on the Penta valve timing. So, what I've done is I've made some tools out of the old Penta inner cam belt covers, and I'll just cut a great big slot in them so I can actually slide them over the boss on the head, and then I can bolt them. They've each got a don't know if you can see down there, but there's just a little bolt down there and a little bolt down the other side. Probably seem better on this one. Bolt there, and it just bolts them to the head. And the reason I've done that is because they have markers on. So that little tab there, which I have painted yellow. So yellow code is front cylinder head, red code is rear cylinder head. So there's a little dint on that one. So these rubber covers will come off once I've set up the valve timing. I have set the slots on the cam sprockets to roughly center position, so I can go either way. And so what you do, this is how you do it. You basically go to your top dead center on your rear cylinder. So the red mark will come up on the flywheel in there. Hold on, I'll just try and put this light on if I can. Right, yeah, so that's better. So red mark lines up there, and now if I get this dead on top dead center on the rear cylinder, so I've already measured that with the dial gauge on the piston, so that's there. So piston is at top dead center, which you can see there. And if you have a look around here, nothing particularly lines up anyway. So if I advance this crank forward by 90 degrees to the front cylinder, so I'll take it forward to 90 degrees on, so that's top dead center. Let me just do this so I can do it accurately without slipping that. So there you'll see the other dot. So that's the front cylinder top dead center, which is 90 degrees after rear cylinder top dead center. And you will see still nothing lines up. That's because it's 180 degrees out. So if I now wang this forward by 90 degrees, and now get this onto 90 degrees, so that should be front cylinder top dead center, which it is. Still nothing lines up. So I go forward again and take it up to top dead center again on the rear cylinder. Still nothing lines up, but it's getting closer. So now if I advance it 90 degrees, we should be right stroke on the front cylinder, and I'll just set that to 90 degrees. Quick check. Yep, dot lines up. Now we have down here the yellow dot lines up with this groove, which is supposed to. There's a little mark on the cam, there's a little dimp in there on the pulley, and there's a little nib there. And now if we go forward to our front cylinder, we have a little mark on our pulley and a little mark on the cam cover. So that is basically how the manual tells you to set up the timing, and that's it. Leave it, because on a standard bike you wouldn't have any slotted cam sprockets, they'd just be bolt through, and that's good enough for a road engine. But being a race engine, we want a little bit better. So what I've done is I've put DTI precariously balancing on the rear cylinder inlet valve rocker. And what I want to do is basically get this dial test gauge to the 0 position, as in maximum lift. So I've already set this up. So here we go. So that is maximum lift. I'll just take a bit further so you can show. Comes down then. So I'll just wind it backwards a little bit. So wind it forward, and valve is still opening, still opening, still opening, and basically gets to 0 or thereabouts. It's close enough for what we're doing, and you can see that it's just gone past top dead center on the front. But of course we're looking at the rear. So that's maximum inlet valve opening there. Now if we take a rough reading, and this is rough, of our dial here, it's telling us that we have a maximum inlet valve lift at 90, 100, 110, 116 or thereabouts. So that is so rough because I took an earlier measurement off camera and got to 108 degrees after top dead center. So on a race engine we're looking at around anywhere between 106 to say 110 is fine, and you can move it around in that area. So to get a more accurate way to do this, what you do is you take a reading. So I'll just adjust this slightly so that's it on 0. You take a reading at 1 millimeter either side of full lift. So if I go forward, each rotation of this dial is 1 mil. So that's 1 mil. And then you take a reading off there. Note that the small one is sitting at 7. So I need to go all the way around here. So this is my valve closing. Fully closed. I'm turning the crank while we're doing this, and it will start opening again. Wham! Open again. Now we want to take that small arrow up to 7 and the big pointer on 0. So dosh 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 dosh. Boom. Then you take another reading of what that is. So that's 64, and the other one was 21 before bottom dead center down here. So do the bit of maths. 180 degrees minus 21 degrees minus 64 degrees divided by 2 plus 64 degrees equals 111.5 degrees after top dead center. So that is the position at which our inlet valve is fully open. So that is a little bit retarded. So we want to bring that forward by about, I'm going to try and head for 109 because that's usually what I set an engine like this to. So we need to bring that forward by 2.5 degrees. But that's 2.5 degrees on the crankshaft. Now a camshaft turns at half the speed of the crankshaft, so that's basically, what did I say, 2.5 degrees, so that's yeah, 1.75 degrees I've got to adjust this by, and it's got to be retarded. Now these pulleys are turning anti-clockwise, so to retard it I need to have this pulley